So I've got the #1 way to see sustained success in your final expense business, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now and how to apply it. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group. Check out davidduford.com if you're looking for an honest agency that wants to train you how to sell final expense successfully over the phone or in person. We focus on mentorship on a one-on-one basis, and we back it with our make money guarantee. Go to davidduford.com for more details. So #1, what is the surefire way in order to see success in the final expense business? So it's all about setting input-based goals. So let me explain, because as I go through this explanation, it'll make a lot more sense. So what are input-based goals? Well, when we think of goal setting, we think of things like, I want to make $100,000 in a year, right? Whatever that number is financial. But the problem with that goal setting approach is that it's based on an output. It's based off of activity. It's based off of whatever you had to do to get to that point. And if you look at the nature of any sales system in the insurance business or otherwise, specifically final expense, is that the day-to-day, even appointment-to-appointment outcomes are random. And so when you go out there and execute a system based off of a financial number, and you go to it day-to-day, in which we live day-to-day, moment-to-moment, it's very frustrating when you run 5 appointments and you don't make a sale, and you start to question if your system actually works. So what I have recommended to my agents as when it comes to goal setting is, instead of looking at financial output-based goal setting, instead look at input-based activity goal setting. Because here's why. Input is, of course, your activity. It's your door knocks, it's your phone calls. But we know that over time, week to week, month to month, quarter to quarter, that the inputs that you put in on a daily basis go from random outcomes to persistent, consistent, measurable outputs. So in other words, if you're door knocking consistently for weeks on end, some are going to be sales or originate in the sales, and a lot of them won't be. But the important thing is that you're able to take the inputs that you did and see what the ratio was of getting a sale. Maybe it's 1 door knock or 5 door knocks equals a sale. But the important thing is that now you can base those output goals based off of the input goals. So for example, give you a real life example. Have an agent, let's just say he's doing 10 door knocks a day. He needs 5 door knocks to get into a presentation, and he needs to do 2 presentations to get 1 door knock. In other words, he needs to do 10 door knocks to get 2 presentations to make 1 sale. So 10 presentations equals 1 sale. So if he wants to sell $4,000 a week and his average case size is $800 in annual premium, he needs to do 10 knocks a day, right? 10 times 50 for 5 days, or 10 times 5 is 50 over 5 days, and that's 5 sales times 800 is 4,000 AP. That's a 200,000 approximate AP production goal. So where am I going with all this? And we can extrapolate it further into net income, etc. The point is that if you make the goal-based approach based off of activity, then it's a lot more measurable day-to-day what you can do. And then also, if you add in the layer and understand that while you live in the present, you also have to goal set for the long term. It's going to help you overcome some of these hurdles too. So even though you may do 10 knocks in a day, statistically it's possible and very common too, you may not make a sale. Likewise, you might have a great day where you do 10 knocks and make 10 sales. That can happen too. But it helps teach us that the activity we need to truly measure is not moment to moment or even day to day. It's week to week, it's month to month. And it's the accumulation of all of that activity that arrives and gets us at our metrics and our averages to estimate what our output will be, which becomes very consistent over the long haul. And this is an element, I think, that truly reveals one of the, if there is that kind of like silver bullet or secret sauce of success in this business, like the one thing that really matters, it's the ability to understand why you live in the moment, is to set your expectations and your mindset as best as possible, as consistently possible to the long-term goals. Those who can live in the moment, they live paycheck to paycheck. They're the ones that are never going to get anywhere in life. But the further out you can move your expectations and your reactions to the circumstances you're in from week to week, to month, to year, to decade, you're going to find more success, and more substantial success. And what this shows us really at the end of the day, our true competitor, the person that prevents us from being successful more often than not is not the other agent. It's not because you're captive and you could be independent. It's you. It's this thing in your brain that is getting in the way of itself. And the emotions and the frustrations and believing the BS that you come up with the experiences that you go through. While frustrating as they are, you have to learn how to overcome being reactive to the realities of the day-to-day and being more proactive and recognizing that this is a long-term battle. It's really measured month to month, not day to day. And as best as possible living that. It's hard to do that, but that's why success is extraordinary and why mediocrity is mediocre. So long story short, measure your inputs, assign those to goals over the long term. And if you take one thing from this video, is look at your success in this business month to month, longer term. The more you put out your success and measure it in those terms, the higher likelihood that you're going to have outstanding, measurably higher success than your peers and other agents out there. My name is David Duford. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and check out davidduford.com if you're looking for a final expense agency because you're new, aspiring, or frustrated with your current agency, and you want a focus on selling successfully, not on being in an MLM Kool-Aid drinking scheme. Hope you enjoyed.